When you go out into nature for a short evening trip to see what you can find, oftentimes you discover things that you didn't really intend to find. Oof, yeah, like that guy. Anyway, so recently on a trip out looking for tiger salamanders, we found other things, like the local red-winged blackbirds that are often seen all over the place in the wetlands and in the trees around here in northern Colorado. Beautiful flowers in the local parks, species of trees that I unfortunately am not very familiar with. And as we were walking through the last park that we decided to check at, we found an entirely different little animal that we decided was more than worth stopping and taking a moment to video. So we've been out here herping. We aren't quite finding the species that I was targeting, but we have managed to catch something else very exciting. This is the western chorus frog. These guys are very common across much of the Midwestern U.S. They have this lovely pattern of little stripes along their back, and you can hear other chorus frogs in the background here that are calling away. This guy was doing so shortly before we managed to catch him, and you can see he's about ready to go soon. So these guys love to call all throughout spring and into early midsummer, and they'll lay eggs in these ephemeral pools like you might be able to see out back here. They eat all sorts of small little invertebrates, and it'll take all summer long for them to actually produce, for the tadpoles to grow into adults, like you see here. So we'll let this guy go back into his little pond here to continue calling, hopefully pass his genes on. He's got his throat all puffed out, ready to go. You can kind of see that. So we'll let him go right here now. Here we go. Here he goes, swimming away. A creature of a wide range, the western chorus frog can be found across much of North America, from northern and central Canada down through most of the central U.S. as far south as central Arizona, absent from the Pacific portion of the U.S. as well as Florida and then southern Arizona and south. These guys are found from just about sea level all the way up to nearly 12,000 feet in elevation, in which places sometimes they are only active during the height of summer. They're often found mostly in ephemeral environments, because this helps protect their eggs from aquatic predators. So they'll be found in ephemeral pools, marshes, swamps, sometimes roadside ditches, and so on. And they'll be calling in early summer, but otherwise you won't hear them for most of the rest of the year, as they've laid their eggs and then they go find environments where they can feed and then hunker down through late fall and into winter. They don't get very big, of course, as you can probably see in my hands here, only at most about 2 inches long, and as such they are very, very delicate creatures. You'll want to, if you happen to be trying to catch them, you'll want to handle them very delicately. You can see in my hands are always wet. You should never handle an amphibian with dry hands, as this can damage their skin, and it's best certainly to wash your hands beforehand if possible, and also wash your hands afterwards so that you're not spreading disease. And grasp them very gently so that you're not risking damage to either their skin or the fragile bones that they have. And you can also see how he's kind of puffed up. He's mostly just full of air there, not actually injured in any way. This is him still being ready to start calling as soon as I put him back down and leave him alone. These guys will often stop calling as soon as a predator shows up, because they rely on secrecy in order to survive. They don't have many other defense mechanisms other than run and hide. So while it wasn't quite the animal that we were hoping to find on that trip, it's still an interesting creature nevertheless. Now this is about all that I have for this video. Certainly if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn on all notifications. And if you're interested in perhaps having a word for what topics you might see later on concerning some of the animals that live here at home, make sure submit a comment down below. contact us via the website, carletoncarnivores.com. And if you'd like to help support the making of these videos, certainly make sure you join us in support at our Patreon page, www.patreon.com/hcarleton. The links will be down below. Until next time, this is Hawk and Carleton at Carleton Carnivores.